Welcome back to V-Rule. We are doing that giveaway, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. The Pokemon 151 poster collection, 2 3-pack blisters of Surging Sparks, and 5 Pokemon mystery card lots. Going out to 8 winners overall. We got to get to 4,000 subscribers, so like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Take that extra step and enter specifically for this giveaway since it's such a big one. It's been going on for quite a while. Go to this video here. Also in the link down below in the description, that'll get you there too. Just want to make sure you have an opportunity to leave an additional comment on that video and you will be entered to win. Today, I wanted to go back a little bit back in time and look at some GX cards, some GX tag team cards. Now, it's kind of giving us a little insight into what to expect for the Sword and Shield era as we get a little bit further away from that, and in the future, once we move away from Scarlet and Violet, what to expect there too. So let's dive in and see what these cards for $7 is all about here. Espeon and Deoxys. Okay, so we have a little bit of a price tag there, but that's not even true. We are at $7.14, a little dip down lately here, but this is a cool tag team card. How can you not want that pairing there? And at $7, that's not a bad pickup, but what I want to really discuss here, is it true? Yeah, $7, okay. So we do have it here. What I really want to discuss is this long trend here, 1 year. It has been growing. Technically, it's been growing. You want to look at the end of an entire year. You can see that percentage there, a plus 15.35% gain over a year ago at $6.19 to now the market value of $7.14. So not a huge price jump, but a little bit bigger percentage gain. Okay, what does this mean? It means, yes, it would have been better to buy it here. Yes, it would have been better to buy it when it came down under $6. We can't go back, folks. We can't go back in time. But we can start to see the trend that even these, what I would say are less desirable cards, because of the price point, even this far out from the set, these less desirable cards do eventually climb. Because people are completing old master sets. People are completing collections of specific Pokemon that they enjoy. And they go and they find these opportunities, they'll pick them up. No, it's not crazy going after it right now, but think about the market. When it's so saturated and so full, and as we're thinking about it, we're going to move on to the next one anyways. As it's so saturated and so full, we start to see that these cards that were a little bit less desirable a year ago now start to pick up some steam. They even continue to grow over time because there's less available in certain areas like Modern. Surging Sparks is not super easy to find. People are already so freaked out about how to get a hold of any Prismatic Evolution. And we're going back in time and kind of picking up, hey, you know what? These are pretty cool cards for a pretty decent dollar price point rather. So why not add that to the collection? And we have these tag team cards from a few different sets here, and they're just an interesting difference and a different time in the hobby where you have the multiple Pokemon on one card. We don't get that a lot these days, every once in a while on a promo or something, but not very often. And we do have the pairing of cards coming together, which is cool, where it's a couple illustrations or a special illustration rare that goes with another. Kind of nice there, but we don't have them directly on the one card together. Even, you know, Pokemon that are probably less desirable unless you're into the really weird bugs. I don't know what this is. But out of Unbroken Bonds here, and yes, these prices are starting to climb. There's only a handful in here that are in the $7 mark. I wanted to go a little bit further and deeper into that price point, but show you that the trend is virtually the same on all of them, that over the past year, there's been a decent growth, and it may be time to think about picking them up if there's something that interests you, if it's something you need for completing a set. If there's a Lucario collector out there, this might be a really cool collection ad because it's just a little bit different. I like the art style here, this swirling around, kicking up here. It keeps us really engaged in that center there. This is not art review video, but we do those on Wednesdays. So for this one, for this Friday video, we're just looking at kind of how things have changed. And if you're looking at it here and thinking, oh, that's not great, it would have been nice to buy it here. Well, think about a year ago, $7.34. Now we're at $7.82. Not a big difference, not a big jump. So you can't get lost in this mess. You can look at the trend. You can look at what was to what is and think, is it time to pick it up? Right now, I'd go, you know what, this is as good a time as any to pick this card up because it's not a huge gain from the past year. However, there's others that really have skyrocketed over time, and it's like, man, it would have been nice to pick it up at, you know, sub $5, and now we're coming to, you know, 8.25 and approaching higher. So, you know, big gains on something like this Venusaur and Snivy. There's actually quite a few different tag team cards of Venusaur and Snivy from multiple sets, different variations, and all in this, what I would say, lower price point of being in the like the $10 or less. So interesting little card. If you're a Venusaur collector, at least that'd be a pretty cool one to pick up, especially the fact that there are multiple variations. Look like a lot of different languages here. $8, okay, not too bad there, with the shipping included, which is probably a little less than that. Yep. If you can bundle, this may be the better price to go if they have other things for sale. I've gone through that type of style and how to purchase in the past. If you want to go back and look through my old videos here, they're not that old, a couple weeks ago, I think. Moving on, another tag team. Pretty steady climb from back in April, but not a huge difference between a year ago, this time last year, to now. You know, we're talking $1, not even a little bit more, $1.25 or something like that. So not a horrible pickup for another tag team. If you're just looking for, I want to have an interesting collection, going after tag team cards alone might be an interesting collection, and pulling them up. The GX mechanic isn't something we currently use, but I expect the way they revived the EX mechanic, they may revive the GX mechanic someday, and then they might even circle back around to the V rule, where this channel's name comes from. So looking at the Raichu and Raichu, the Alolan Raichu and Raichu, right? I think that's a pretty cool one. If you're a Pikachu fan, if you're a Raichu fan, that's not a bad little addition to a collection there. Muck and Alolan Muck, that's a pretty cool one set up, how that goes. And we haven't seen much of a gain here. We've gone from $8.80 to $9. So there was a big falling off for a while there, and then it regained everything. The market moves, folks. The market moves over the course of a year. So as things are getting more difficult to obtain in the modern, people start looking back at vintage and go, what's a good pickup? Where can I pick up where I left off? Can I go back to where I once started? Perhaps somebody started in Pokemon at this time and kind of put it on the back burner for a while, and now they're coming back around that they might want to go and complete those collections. Pikachu and Zekrom, for any Pikachu collector, this would be good. This is a pretty cool one here out of the Team Up collection on the tag team here, and it's just been a pretty steady growth from $6 up to $9. We're still under $10. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool one for under $10. Zekrom, if you're a long-time subscriber of this channel, you know how Zekrom, you know, it was like the anti-troll. He would never show up, and I was only hunting Zekrom for so long out of celebrations to finally complete that set, a set I pulled as I came back into the hobby. And that was the last one to finally finish the stinking set. Such an inexpensive card, too, to be doing it. So that was a good training set for me to realize maybe I shouldn't try to pull every card. I don't think that's feasible for a collector of my stature. But you know what? Everybody does it a little differently, and I've just been shaping my journey as I go. And it's continuing to grow and change. I haven't often looked back at tag team cards, for instance, but now I'm kind of talking myself into them, especially something like this. You have the trio here, Togepi, Cleffa, and Igglybuff. What a cool little trio, and who doesn't love Togepi? My goodness, that's probably a fan favorite there. For a lot of reasons, the anime particularly gave a lot of love there. So, but back just a year ago, $7.25, and we're still under 10 at $9.81. We've shot up quite a bit. This is probably that Black Friday sale there to bring it up quite a bit from where it was peaking previously at $8.25, $8.50, somewhere in there, and then we came up a little bit. So there might be a little recovery on something like this, but I don't think there's a lot of sales, and we're not talking major dollar amounts. We're talking 50 cents, 60 cents from where it needs to recover down to on relative high points over the past year. So, you know, you can pitch those pennies. That's fine. You can go for it and realize you're probably getting a pretty cool looking card. The fact that these special illustration rares and these illustration rares are just going through the roof, a lot of them, the big pulls especially, but my gosh, there's so many cards that are just getting, they're pricing me out, that's for sure. I can't obtain those heavy hitters unless I am lucky to pull them, or if I really, really desire it, then I want to go for it. I may do that, but even still, I'm just not at that point in my collection journey to be going that route. So I'm kind of looking back at some of these thinking a Charizard, a pretty cool looking Charizard, and a Braixen, I don't know, paired up here in a tag team card. Really cool artwork, nice toning over the whole thing, this nice glow, like the fire heat is giving that entire light source here off of the two Pokemon here. So pretty cool pairing, and who doesn't love a Charizard? Love this claw coming around here. So pretty cool card for the fact that it was just under $8 a year ago, and now it's just tipping over 10. looks like this one's got a good steady growth, maybe in a little leveling off period over the past couple weeks, that it might hold steady. So something to think about. I think there's another Venusaur Snivy. Yeah, okay. Interesting that this one, I think, has lesser artwork to me, and I think that's pretty fair to say, because this just looks a little bit more interesting, a little more engaging, a lot more motion happening when you come back over here, and it's a little bit more static in that full art feel. Very solid background, not a lot of, I don't know if these are textured cards, actually. I think they might be, but not a lot of visual texture on here. But the price point driven up because it's Cosmic Eclipse. This set overall has been gaining and gaining quite a lot. You got to ignore these anomalies. That doesn't make any sense. This actually has one of the most steady growths out of all of them, to be sitting around that $8 up to $10, but this driving it down to 0 probably flatlines this a lot more, and it's probably a lot more jagged than we think. So $10 on this one, just over. Not too bad if you're going to be going that way. But if I had to split between the two and I wasn't collecting like either one of these Pokemon en masse, I'd definitely go over here for a couple reasons. The cost savings. This is out of Cosmic Eclipse too. What the heck? Isn't that the better card? It looks like the better card. I don't know if there's a difference in the rarity. Okay, so this looks like it's the main set here, and then this one is going to be still the main set. I don't understand this one. Somebody tell me what's the story on the Cosmic Eclipse Venusaur and Snivy GX cards, because I don't get it. One's the full art and one's just the GX. This seems pretty full to me. What? Because it doesn't hit the border here. That one's way better looking in my opinion. So whatever. That's the difference, I guess. Okay, coming still around Cosmic Eclipse here, and we got a little throw-in of a trainer. So I think that's kind of a little add here that wasn't as common. Cosmic Eclipse was introducing a lot of the trainers in there. I think there's like a Red's Pikachu and all that stuff. So there's a little bit of that happening in there, but it wasn't like a separate trainer gallery that we saw in the Sword and Shield era. So interesting there, and we've actually been kind of cooling off over the past couple weeks here, just a little bit, from a higher point of 1084 and coming down to 1048, the inverse on that change. All right, cool. So we are lastly going to tie it off here with the Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff EX. Again, Cosmic Eclipse hitting us again here. Full art, so bringing it towards the end of the set. Second to last? No. This is, yeah, this is getting close to the end of the set here. And gotta love Jigglypuff, but not a big fan of the Lopunny, and the fact that it's Mega Lopunny, interesting to be pairing them. This is the only one that's been declining, in my opinion, for good reason. I don't think they're that popular of a Pokemon, and definitely not that popular of a pairing to put together in a card like this. So the fact that it was up as high as it was there a year ago at 1241. So will we see that on others? Maybe, maybe not. But now you might be looking into picking this up if it's something you want to add into your collection of these tag team cards, these little partner cards from the Sun and Moon era specifically. You know what to do. You know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of the channel. I want you to have your chance to win the Pokemon 151 poster collection, 2 3-pack blisters of Surging Sparks, and 5 Pokemon mystery card lots that I'm putting together. One person said that, I don't know what they meant by it exactly, but they said, most mystery packs are not worth the money, and yours, sir, is no exception. It's like, mine is free. It's really not even worth free. I'd like to think that I have a little bit broader audience than just a select few people, where some of these cards might not be as interesting to them. Maybe it's newer collectors where these a little bit older sets, a little bit older, not crazy. It'd be fun to be a free pickup. So sorry, free is not good enough for that one viewer, but I'm not here to please everyone. I'm here to share in my journey and hopefully share in yours. So make sure you leave comments, interact, like the channel, share the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell, because I post 7 days a week. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.